Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's Webinar Wednesday that we have recently started, where we're going to be bringing you live webinars on Wednesday evenings, covering a whole bunch of topics. And I'm really excited to start off with this one with our partnership with SunDAO, who you're going to hear from a little bit later on how to accelerate your career in Web3. But before we jump into the heart of today's presentation with SunDAO, I'm just going to quickly do some introductions and then we'll jump into all of the juicy content that you're all here for. So for those of you that haven't had a chance to meet me, or if I haven't had a chance to meet you, my name is Danielle Marie. I am the founder of Evolver and all things blockchain, which you're going to hear a little bit more about in just a moment. I am also the events lead for WODECA, which is a women's working group for the Digital Economy Council of Australia. I've been educating in crypto and blockchain for over 5+ years, and won diversity and inclusion leader for the last couple of years in a row at the Blockies. So that's a little bit about me. Everything that I do is on education, community, and running events. Our mission at Evolver, I just want to kind of let everybody know that we are here to empower over 1 million women to enter into the digital economy, and through our 3 pillars. And our 3 pillars are mentorship, education, and community. Now, I just want to make sure that it's clear everyone is welcome to be a part of the Evolver community. We are not an only women's group. We actually really encourage men to attend our events and programs because it's about supporting women. And most men have a woman in their life, whether it's your daughter, your wife, your mom, your cousin. We want the men to be there to also help women enter into this space. Being in the tech industry, it is definitely male dominated, and we just want to bring more women in. And our mission is to basically help them on that journey. We work with lots of different impact partners to make this happen. If you go to our website, if you want to learn any about some of these amazing organizations that we work with, there's a whole bunch more information on the website that you can check them out. One of the other really cool things that we have been working on is our education hub. So we did a pilot program a few months ago, and we did the crypto trading basics and the Web3 basics as a live course. It's now available for you on demand, and we have a TradFi by DeFi, which we've partnered with Insightful. All of our education is always free, and it will always be free. So please, if you want to learn more about crypto, blockchain, Web3, we will be adding AI in there eventually as well. This is your place to go and get access to some free education. We are also launching a 6-week mentorship program. Now, sorry, gentlemen, this one is only for the ladies. So this particular program is the only women's program that we have, and it's a 6-week scholarship program. If anybody is interested in that, please let us know. We can share in the chat. We can share, or maybe Matt, maybe you can, or actually, when I'm going to hand it over to Matt in a moment, and then I'll share. There is a link that I can share with you if anyone's interested in signing up for that. But it is going to be an opportunity for you to get this mentorship program for free, brought to you by our sponsors that we work with. Lastly, for me, before I hand it over to Matt, we have recently created a community hub. So for those of you that have been a part of Evolver or All Things Blockchain community for a while, you'll know that we run a lot of in-person events that Matt's going to tell you about in just a moment, but we've never really had anywhere like a community online where our global community can start coming together and connecting. So we finally did it. We've launched the community hub. We launched it last week, I think. I haven't checked. Last time I checked, we were already up to 70 members, which is really exciting. But we have different channels. So, and we'll be adding more chapters in there as we partner with more people that are all over the world that kind of want to run initiatives, and we can support you in that. So if you are interested in that, reach out to us. But if you join that community hub, you can just join the groups that are of interest to you, and you can start connecting with the community. So we're really excited to be growing our WhatsApp community. So I'm going to hand it over to my amazing co-founder and chairperson, Matt Hooper. Yep.
Hello and good evening, good morning, and good night as we welcome you all in from all around the world. Really thrilled to see people coming in from around the world. My name is Matt Hooper. We run all things blockchain and Evolve Her out of Brisbane, Australia, and I'm the co-founder of All Things Blockchain there. Next slide, Danielle. We have a range of partners with whom we work, a range of different exchanges, law firms, layer ones, mobile gaming community, whole range of different organizations with whom we work, both in Australia and internationally. We're really thrilled to work with all of those community partners. All Things Blockchain, we're now in our 6th year. We've been going for 6 years, coming up to 6 years. And we might need to mute that gentleman, Danielle, if you can identify
I
that.
can't hear because you're
Okay.
using.
And it is that we've been going for for over 5 years, into our 6th year. We run events in different cities all around the world, and we have had over 10,000. I think we're up to about 11,000 attendees at our events now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right. Events upcoming, we have so many. You might want to check out both our Luma calendars there. If you've got your cell phones handy, you might want to check those out. And by scanning those QR codes, we've got events coming up in Philippines and in a range of different other places around the world. But they are really, we try to put on high quality events. And we do that in different cities, in different Southeast Asian nations, primarily, and also across in Dubai. Webinar Wednesdays, keep an eye out for these. We've got these coming up every Wednesday night. And again, click through on those QR codes to the calendars and you can find out all the detail about the different events every week on a Wednesday. Check it in your relevant time zone. Thanks, Danielle. I think that's just about all. Oh, lastly, but not least, very much, we like to keep in touch with you all on a monthly basis, at least via the Hub newsletter. And you can find that through clicking through the QR code on that screen there. That's an email blast where we bring you up to speed with events that are going on all around the world, not just in Australia, but all around the world. So keep an eye out for that one. Thank you, Danielle.
All right. All right. Thank you, Matt. All right. I'm going to give you 5 top tips, my 5 top tips for building a career in Web3. And then I'm going to hand it over to Chris from SunDAO to jump into the meat and potatoes of today's webinar Wednesday. So I thought, okay, how did I start my career? I had 20 years hospitality experience. I did not come from a tech background. I did not come from a financial background. I did not have a university degree at the time that I started. And the first thing that I did was be active in the community. I started going to meetups, local meetups. Everybody that's on this call, you're already doing this, so keep doing it. But being active, showing up, engaging, contributing, you can volunteer, join discussions. But my whole career, I actually have never really submitted a resume once, and it's all about the network that I have built and the people that I have met that have led me to the job opportunities that I've had. But I couldn't have gotten those jobs if I didn't upskill myself. So, as I said, it was all those things. I didn't really, have a tech background. How do I start a career in an industry about this, this new emerging technology? So I had to upskill myself. I was the first international student to enroll in the diploma and the advanced diploma of applied blockchain. And then the rest was the history was after that. Sorry, I don't think that came out right. But then, just a lot happened after that. So then I became a teacher, and then I actually got my bachelor's, and I'm continuously learning, going to events, watching YouTube channels. Web3 is just such a wide variety, and they're actually going to cover the different types of careers that you can have. There's many different verticals. So, and it moves fast. Okay. So you got to be on the ball. If you really are serious about having a career in blockchain, but also if you're being active in the community, you're going to be able to kind of staying up to date with different things. Like we don't even have DPIN on here, which is kind of like the one kind of big trend at the moment. Finding a mentor is also a really good place to start. So there's lots of different, accelerator programs. We have our mentorship program. That one is particularly for women. Don't worry, we will be launching, a program that will be inclusive for everyone. But we're just starting off with our mentorship program specifically for the ladies. But there's lots of people out there in Web3 that are really happy to help people get started because we are a community and we're trying to bring more people in. So finding somebody that can kind of guide you in the right direction is a really good start. And my last tip before I hand it over is start working on building your Web3 footprint. I sometimes also refer to this as your Web3 resume. Go in it, like first thing I do when I'm bringing on, like we have an internship program, we have volunteers, we have students that come in and volunteer when they're like doing their diploma. And a few of them have now moved into paid roles. But first,
Good job. Thank you, mate.
can we just get that person out? Thank you. Um, sorry, a little bit distracting. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought there. Anyways, building your on-chain resume. So going in, updating your LinkedIn, participating, collecting POAPs. There's a whole bunch of things that you can start doing to prove your engagement. So volunteer roles, contribute to DAOs, play on chain, create content. So just really start kind of creating your on-chain resume is kind of another word that I bring it to. All right, I'm going to bring it over to our amazing community partner, SunDAO. So SunDAO Ventures, they are going to go a little bit more in depth into who they are. So I'm not going to go on to it too much. But last year, we actually hosted an event where they kind of went through and showed people basically what it is to be a part of an investment DAO. And it was a really, really good webinar. So if you're interested in that, I might actually go and find the link and I'll drop it in the chats after I hand it over to them. But let's give it a big round of applause and thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm going to welcome Chris from SunDAO.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniela. Let me just share my screen. Okay. So good morning, good evening, everyone, wherever you're calling from the world. It was a great pleasure. We're here to present, and a Web3 career is something both me and Dan, my co-founder, are very passionate about. So I think, thank you for Daniela's invitation for us to come and share some of our knowledge and experience here as well to help the folks here, for those who wanting to getting into the Web3 career, thinking about it, already in it, who want to accelerate. I hope today's what we are sharing will be a value for all of you. I first gonna introduce a little bit about, myself and Dana. So I am one of the co-founder for SunDAO Ventures. I started my career as a tech career. So I work for large tech firms like Microsoft and Accenture for many years, work for large financial institutions like Bank for International Settlements in Switzerland. And then I got opportunities to work for Interchain Foundation, which is, for those who know crypto, is the steward for Cosmos ecosystems. And that's also where me and Dana met. I served as a technical director and the board of, and also on the management board in the Interchain Foundation. I work extensively with different core teams in the ecosystems, in the Cosmos ecosystems, when it comes to the technical strategies, product building, as well as the funding allocations. So it was a great experience, for me to see how large crypto ecosystems operate, from a senior and from a global level. And that's also prompt, me and Dana to start SunDAO, afterwards. I will let Dana to give a little bit of introduction about herself as well. Dana.
Yes, lovely meeting you, everyone.
I like that we have this.
I have question. Can you give me massage and sushi roll for six?
How many? I would want to ask maybe how many are humans in the call and how many are like AI? I guess like now like with all this new tech, yeah, like the things are starting to change as well in the virtual world. So anyway, like I'm Diana. I'm the co-founder of SunDAO. Uh, Indeed, like Chris and I met in Interchain Foundation. I was the ecosystem lead back then, and I was like, Chris was leading the technical side of the work, and I was like leading the implementation, like whatever Chris was drafting from technical point of view, I was supposed to implement together with the teams in Cosmos. I led back then over 25 teams from a project management point of view and like coordination point of view, and then like the entire treasury that we were being deployed was over $40 million treasury. Now, like I said, I'm one of the co-founders in SunDAO Ventures, and like we will tell you a bit more about the SunDAO Ventures. And then I'm also leading one of the biggest and like strongest blockchain community in the Central and Eastern Europe. I'm as well coming. So before crypto and blockchain, I've worked in several big corporations. Like I work for Deutsche Bank, I work for Procter and Gamble, and different other IT companies. So mostly in IT. That's it a bit about myself.
Okay, thanks, Dana. I think that is so Dana and I co-founded SunDAO Ventures 2 years ago. We were incubated by Hydro Ventures, which is the biggest fund for investment DAO, and we start going operational late 2024. So now we are just over 12 months, and it has been an amazing journey so far. So SunDAO Ventures is a global venture community of founders, operators, and investors, where we're supporting very early stage startups across the digital assets, Web3, and then frontier technology sectors. We certainly we are investment DAO, so our primary mandate is to invest. So we invest on pre-seed and seed round, and also we collaborate on a lot of ecosystems initiatives. We have a good relationships and collaborations with a lot of large ecosystems like Solana, like Sui, like Monad foundations, etc. So we work with them on different initiatives as well. And we also run both virtual and in-person events globally. If your folks coming to the like ETHCC or DevCon or Solana big events, normally you will be able to see us there and come and join some of our events we're running there. I saw there are people asking what is Web3, and I think that for folks, I guess most of you are already familiar with what is Web3, but it can sound complicated. But at a very basic level, it's about building systems without one single company controlling everything. You see this in areas like finance, that's why we call it decentralized finance, digital ownerships, that's where we have NFTs, we have digital identities, online communities and governance like DAO, like we ourselves. If you get to come to SunDAO and see, you will see how we actually govern as a DAO, as a decentralized community. So all those changes introduce new organizational structures, incentives, and ways of working. So I guess a lot of people come here tonight, they want to, they are interested in Web3 job market. So I would just come to get into the point and talk about reality, that is jobs and money, right? So first, jobs. So Web3 is no longer a niche experiment. So by 2025, the Web3 industry had around 460,000 professionals working in it globally. Those including developers, product, community, operation roles, etc. And roughly last year, there are 66,000 new jobs were created just in the last year, right? That is probably 47% of increase compared to 2024, right? That's why, and also I think some people who work in the Web3 knows that a lot of Web3 jobs are remote. You see, even me and Dana, I'm in Australia, she's in Romania, and our teams are across globally. That's why you see people working for Web3 companies, they from Australia, they from Europe, they from Asia, they from America, everywhere, okay? And now salary, there isn't one we call Web3 salary. It's in the traditional consulting way, it depends. It depends heavily on what you do and how experienced you are. But to give you a sense of scale, right? So globally, we talk about Web3 developers. They often earn anywhere around 80,000 US dollars to well over 200,000, sometimes over 300,000 US dollars. And in Australia, the average Web3 developers' salary is around 112,000 Australian dollars. Non-technical roles are usually a little bit less than those senior engineers, but it is still very competitive compared to traditional early career tech roles. So this slide is a comparison of Web3 career and traditional careers. So as I said, in the Web3 careers is often decentralized and it's global, and team work very much asynchronously because of time zone differences. And the compensations, you will have the pleasure of using stablecoin. You will have a pleasure to get awarded by the native tokens. You will have the pleasure to have other alternative incentives like NFTs. So it's quite sort of varied sort of incentive packages that in the Web3 job package compared to traditional just salary and stock options. In traditional tech, the careers are filtered through degrees, right? Years of experience, and they have very clear ladders, which we see interns, juniors, senior managers. But in Web3, careers tend to emerge through contribution, right? Roles are very fluid, and people, they normally wear multiple hats, and the responsibility evolve quickly. That can feel scary, but it also means you can take responsibility much earlier if you are ready. So the trade-off is less structure, but more ownership. This slide is important, right? Especially if you are still a student who is still trying to get into Web3 career. Those are the key skills which in Web3 industry that employers are really looking for. So for technical skills, it's not traditional web development, it's more of the smart contract development, come to the Solidity, Rust language, some come with goals. You need to understand security and cryptography fundamentals. On-chain data analysis is really important because everything is performed on-chain, and you need to understand how to integrating decentralized systems with various pieces of puzzles like the oracles, the databases, and everything, and be able to scaling and performance optimizations. You see, none of those school will teach you, okay? And for non-technical skills, it's also very unique. Community building and community management is the key skills in Web3, right? You're gonna understand how to manage Twitter, Telegram community, Discord, and how you governance and how you actually, run decentralized governance, come to forums, come to votings on the decisions, and all those sort of things. So none of those traditional career, you will be able to experience it. And also for marketing, Web3, particular Web3 marketing and growth strategies, tokenomics design, incentive design, and ecosystems partnerships and coordinations. So you can see all those skills are very unique for Web3. And in Web3, the employer, they don't just ask, what did you study? Because none of you have studied will be, I guess, much applicable to what I listed here. What they're going to ask is, what have you done? Right? That could be a small coding project, research write-up, helping run a community, contributing to an open project, even small things that matters as long as they are real. When we look at people who make good career progressions in Web3, the patterns are very consistent. They build real portfolio artifacts. They contributing to open protocols or projects. They learn the fundamentals alongside system thinking, and they participate in the governance and community work and develop the cross-disciplinary skills. So those are very important, especially getting into the Web3's early stage to try to accelerate. So knowing what matters is not the hardest part. I already told you in the past, I think 10 to 15 minutes, what actually matters and what people are looking for. The hard part is the access to real problems, responsibilities, and getting feedback from practitioners. Without this, learning stays theoretical. And that's why we are building the SunDAO Career Accelerator programs to give you that opportunity to get real world experience, to get feedback from the industry experts, and to actually own in problems and be able to show in your portfolio of what you have done within the industry. I will pass the time to Dana to run you through the Career Accelerator programs, which we currently running in SunDAO.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I would love, like, I see more questions coming into the chat, so I would love for you guys to start putting questions, or and hopefully, maybe I will I will try to keep as well my presentation a bit short so that we have times for Q&A and maybe actually debate on like all this stuff that or like around like how you can create like a career in Web3. Also, like maybe one other piece that I want to tell you is like how we ended up doing this career accelerator. So both Chris and myself, we held very high profile positions in Web3. And right now we are the co-founder of SunDAO Ventures. Through SunDAO, we are doing like basically it's a venture capital run as a community. And it's like if you guys are already in Web3, you know that having a DAO is like one of the cool things, or like building DAOs, it's one of the cool things that this industry invented. But what made us start thinking about bringing more, or like teaching people, or like showing them how to build a career in Web3 is because in SunDAO, we are all the time exposed to startups that are looking to build in Web3, that are looking for funding, that are looking for investors, or that are looking to launch their products. And what we realized, like over and over, is that while the people are, I guess, good in what they are doing, many times they don't know how to sell themselves as professionals, or sell themselves like as, I don't know, if they are building a startup. So how they can create their profile in a way that they are employable, how they are building their products in a way that the products are investable, right? And like they would be having success. So then we were starting to get interns in our teams, and like I'm doing the same. So wherever we are building right now, we are welcoming interns. But what we realized that we, like, in order to scale this up, we said, like, look, we need to put some sort of process in place where like we can bring our knowledge, like Chris' knowledge, my knowledge, like, because we
prove ourselves that we could build, like, each of us coming from the corporate world, so from traditional Web 2, we entered in Web 3, and we were able to go, I don't know, as high as possible, like leading one of the biggest organizations in the world, or like building like large community of builders, of investors, and so on and so forth. So we are thinking like, okay, so now if we want to do this at scale, how this can be done, right? So we started to like brainstorm and like ended up launching this career accelerator. And I think it's especially meaningful nowadays with the rise of AI. And we actually have one question around AI agents, and hopefully we will be able to tackle this like in the Q&A session. So with the rise of AI, how humans, like, and then no matter what would be the industry, it's blockchain or whatever other industry, how you are, like, how we would be able to stay relevant, how are we able to land jobs, how are we able to market ourselves, right? Or like build the next generation of skills that would be relevant in the world that is constantly changing. So yeah, so obviously this this program is focused on Web3 skills, but for example, like the program has already started, so we already have like students or professionals that are in the accelerator. And a very interesting thing is that some of them are actually coming from Web 2 or like from traditional world. They don't necessarily like they have some interest in Web 3, but they
Shut the fuck
like
up.
what we observe is that they are coming to the accelerator just for, I don't know, the whole experience, no matter if they would want to in the end stick to Web 3 or look for a career in, I don't know, other spaces. Okay, so that's a bit of like, let's say, thoughts from myself as well. So I can walk you through a bit on the, like, how the framework is in this career accelerator that we are doing. But like I said, feel free to ask questions in the chat, and anyway, we will be having more time at the end to brainstorm or like have these question and answers around challenges in building a career in Web3 or in general, or like what's still relevant, or like right now in the rise of the AI era. And you can actually see right now in the call that we have AI agents, or like, I don't know, bots that are jumping, talking, asking, I don't know, at some point they were asking some weird questions as well. Okay, so basically the career accelerator that we are doing, or this program, it's meant to be super practical. So you guys actually will join SunDAO team for 3 months, or at least 3 months. If you want to do 3 months, maybe you want to do 6 months, I don't know. But it's like the time frame, the normal time frame is 3 months. Everyone is joining the SunDAO team. It's a part-time, of course, because many of the folks that are joining either are no students, so they need to go to the classes, or they have already a full-time job somewhere and they just want to see how to enter in this new industry, or they want to prepare themselves for a career change. So it's part-time. We meet daily, but like the majority of the work will be done on your own pace remotely, right? So for example, right now we have participants in the Career Accelerator from Australia, from Latin America, from Europe. So the setup is that we are finding a certain time every day when we are meeting and just getting in sync, and then all the work is done remotely. Chris was as well mentioning, so at least in Web3 industry, like 99%, I saw that it was like 50 to 90% it's like remotely, but like from my experience, like I said, 99% or 90% of the time you will work remotely. And I think that's something cool. And I don't know, a nice evolution after COVID that we have this remote careers that started to I don't know appear. The program has a fee. We actually try to keep the fee as low as possible. But like, because we want to do this at scale, and like it involves many of the times costs for the team, right? Because like many of the people that are entering are having little experience, or they would need like a lot of mentorship, hand holding, or at least at the beginning, like a lot of resources that we need to put together. So then, in order to be able to do this at scale, you need to have something, right? Like some way to cover the cost, right? So this is what's the fee about. Of course, we love free education, but in turn, like if you want to put quality in it and have a way to scale this up and to bring like quality people, like very experienced mentors, you need to have a way to sustain like a bit of the cost. There are 4 tracks in the career accelerator. Okay, and that's the next slide. Yeah. Oh no, that's another slide. Can you go further, Chris, with the slide, with the tracks? Yeah, these are the tracks. So there are 4 tracks. Like when I'm saying like 4 tracks, it means 4 verticals. Of course, there are so many roles like that can be in these tracks, but we try to split the work at least in 4, just to have a mental model in terms of like the type of career that person that joined the program wants, right? So there is engineering, investments, marketing, and business development. Many times in the real world, actually, I don't know, the role or the actual job that you will be doing might be at the intersection of this, right? Or there might be, I don't know, having another name that, I don't know, might not call itself engineering. So, for example, there are roles called DevRel, developer relationship. Where is that falling? It's falling in the, for example, engineering. It's falling a bit in the business development. It's falling a bit in marketing. So there are like roles that might not be called like around this, but usually of the time you will have like a central focus. So it might be around engineering, it might be around investing, or like, and I will be telling you a bit about the investment, because it's not the, I don't know, crypto investing or anything. We will not teach you that, but for sure we will be teaching you how to assess a startup, or like actually how we do the investments in SunDAO, like as a VC, right? But yeah, let me go through them, everything. Like, yeah, exactly. See, like, please, like, put as many questions as possible in the chat, and we will be going through, like, in the Q&A session. So there are these 4 tracks, like I said, engineering, and that's a bit back to also what Daniela was saying at the beginning of the call, and what Chris was saying as well. In engineering, like, and I guess in like this new reality, or this new like world in which we are, one very important aspect is building your profile, building your portfolio of projects. So, for example, in engineering, you will be working inside SunDAO to build prototypes, help the startups that we are actually investing into, right? With coding, or with tooling, or with technical capabilities, right? Of course, with the supervision of the mentors that are in the career accelerator. So you will be able, at the end, you will be able to show repos, right? Actual coding repos in your portfolio. You will be able to show to a future employer demos of the apps that you are building, like, or I don't know, technical documentation, APIs, SDK, and so on and so forth, that we have interacted with. On the investment side, like this other track, so investment, please don't think about crypto investments. Like, we will not be doing trading and like watching candles, nothing. Like, we don't do that. So we are, like I said, SunDAO, it's at the core a VC, like an investment vehicle, an investment fund run as community. So basically, when we say investments, we are actually, we will be teaching you, or like you would be involved in the investment side of SunDAO, meaning reviewing startups, having interviews with founders that are looking for investments, analyze the decks or the data rooms that they are sharing, analyze the market trends, analyzing the feasibility of the investments, participating in the DAO calls, where the entire community of DAO members that's underneath SunDAO, it's reviewing together the investments, right? So you will be involved in the like scouting, right, for very promising startups, and in the due diligence process. Like, so that's like, let's say, the part before the investment, and then after the, like, how you would be seeing like how a VC is actually deploying an nice. What's the process around deploying an investment, because it's like a, I don't know, legal process, like how this how this is working, and then like after the investment, how are you staying in touch with the startup, how are you doubling down on the investment, how are you providing them support so that you I don't know, they are getting successful, because as you deploy money on them, for sure, like an investor, it's motivated, or a fund is motivated to help as much as possible the startup to succeed. So in this point, from this point of view, you will be writing research memos, you will be reviewing investment theses, you will be doing risk analysis, like I said, be involved in the legal aspects of like deploying investments and so on and so forth. So that's the second track, the second bucket that you can focus on in the career accelerator. The third one is marketing. And this is about content creation, campaigns, creating engagement on different platforms or on different formats. So for sure, right, we have these online platforms, but there is as well the in-person aspect. So there would be both the aspects of like how you create communities, how you grow communities, how you run campaigns, like either based on ads, either based on organic reach. So that's a bit about like marketing. Of course, like I said, there are different platforms, there are different, like so many aspects around marketing. It's about like it would be also about the channels of distributions, right? So right now, everything it's a channel of distribution. Even you see nowadays with ChatGPT and all these AI platforms being created, a new form of ads that are being raised is like how ChatGPT will be telling about you or about your product and would recommend to its users your product. So like there are many aspects as well in the marketing, but like in the end, you will be creating content, you will be creating strategies, marketing strategies, and deploying them across the different distribution channels. And the distribution channels, like I said, might be online, meaning, I don't know, Twitter, Facebook, Meta, like in general, Meta, TikTok, I don't know, YouTube, and so on and so forth, or like in person events, campaigns, I don't know, ads, and like on like in-person interactions. So that's a bit about marketing. And I think the fourth, and I guess the last one, or at least how we split the program, is the business development side. the business development side, or like what's the difference between marketing and business development, while there are like somehow intertwined, or at least also from my point of view, business development, it's more, while the marketing, it's almost how you promote your overall business or overall product. Like business development is more on how you actually get to sell your product, right? And so that the business development, at least in our career accelerator, is focused on actually selling whatever, right, would be the product, like, or so you would be able to acquire skills in how to position your product, how to do the outreach, how to create and build partnerships that will help you with sales, right? For example, just to give you an example, now we are like invited by Evolve, right, and Daniela. This is a partnership where we are like right now telling you about our product, right? The same, you will be learn how to build like meaningful relationship, have strong partners around you that help you on your path, right? How you like basically how you would be able to grow your presence and like grow your funnel of leads and clients. Lovely. I could talk more. Like, maybe if you guys would be interested, we can deep dive even more. I saw that there is as well. There was a question around like the engineering track, and no worries. Like I would be like we can deep dive on that. But maybe just to so maybe that's we can talk a bit about the program structure. So there would be a 3 months program structure. Of course, like this is just some sort of blueprint. We have students that go slower or go faster. Like we can go as faster as you want. Believe me, I've led 25 teams, hundreds of people. If you guys like are super smart and do, I don't know, get over the onboarding, and like you already have like some experience in Web3 and stuff like that, like we can go through that from the week 1 and then actually start working on like the real projects much faster. But this is just a bit of like mental model for you to like understand what we will be going through the 3 months. But like I said, if you go like super fast, we can start from the 2nd week or 1st week to actually get you guys on real stuff and actually start producing deliverables or build your portfolio of projects. But basically, like the framework is that at least in the 1st month, we get you onboarded with like SunDAO and the team, share with you like all the frameworks and processes that we are working inside the team, right? Because you are getting into our team. So like we need to have like a common way of like doing stuff, and like for you guys to understand like the quality level that we are building, like what are the tools that we are using, and so on and so forth. Of course, like working in SunDAO means that you need to start understanding a bit like the ventures and the startup landscape, because we are like a venture community, and like the projects, of course, that you will be getting involved into would be around the SunDAO and activity. There would be, so like I said, I think I mentioned a bit at the beginning, we have these daily meetings where everyone is like, there is like a very simple format. What you did, what are you going to do? Are you having any issue doing this? So that's super simple. Like, and believe me, everyone is super effective when we cut the noise and we actually discuss like what are the deliverables, what did you do from last time we met, and like if you have any impediments. So basically we will be getting you in a very good pace of delivering work, and like I don't know, being very diligent in learning and building your skills. So that might be as well, like if anyone wants to enter in very professional environment where they can build their skills, build their portfolio. Believe me, we have a ton of that. Like I said, both myself and Chris led hundreds of people organizations. So like when you are in this type of environments, for sure you need to be very good at coordination and making sure that people are enabled to deliver. So that's about like the beginning of the program, like the first few weeks, or I don't know, depending on the pace of everyone, the first month. Of course, we will be start getting you in real projects from month on. Like from my point of view, you should be getting into the work as fast as possible and like take advantage as much as possible of like the time with us and with the mentors and with the team. But like basically next thing, and let's say month 2 would be all around like building, like around like getting into projects, contribute, like create deliverables and outcomes that you guys can put on your like profile, resume, CV, talk about in like I don't know, in interviews and when you speak with your future employers. Of course, you, like I said, you will be in our team, like you will have daily collaborations with the team members or with the other students that are getting into the program. Many of the times you will receive common projects, so you will be having as well this teamwork experience. And then at the like when we start wrapping up your profile and the skills at the end of the program, we will make sure that you understand as well how you can sell yourself. And this is about creating your profile or having like a very good understanding on like what you can showcase and what you can talk about. Some of them, I know that Daniela was saying that she never needed to apply for any job, but in general it's good that at least you have a mental model in terms of like, this is my profile, this is like this is my experience, this is what I built. So you can put this in writing, like know them in your by heart. Usually it's good to have them on a LinkedIn, on a website, on a CV, like on articles. For example, every year I'm writing articles about what I've did in the past, this like my achievements. You will be practicing with us interviews, for example, so that you, like whenever you will like apply to any jobs and have interviews, you know how to respond to different questions or be prepared to tackle different questions. We will be showing you on Web3 what are the job boards, like where you can find all these like jobs that Chris was telling. So there are like a lot of jobs in Web3. I know that everyone, so it's looking for jobs in Web3 on LinkedIn or I don't know, but like there's so much many other job boards where you can find I don't know, positions, or exactly as Daniela was saying at the beginning, we will be teaching you how to build your network and how to target certain industry events where you will be more prone to identify like job opportunities or I don't know, work opportunities. And of course, we will be giving you as well like a certificate of completion. The thing is that basically also the entire experience, you will be able to put it in your CV as work experience inside SunDAO, right? Like real practice work on different projects. So that's usually super cool, right? As an experience for people that want to build their profile in Web3 in general. So yeah, that's a bit about the structure. I think we kind of tackle as well. So yeah, basically after the program, but I can walk you through a bit like what's coming like after the program. So you would be getting, like I said, verified work experience. We will be able to give you even referrals letter if that would be needed to future employers. But you will be able to put it as well, this like the venture apprentice that you did with SunDAO in your CV, you'll have like this entire portfolio of deliverables, repos, study cases, investment memos, marketing campaigns, depending like on which track do you choose. You will be having as well the official certificate. Also, like because we are like a venture community, we will be giving you access, and you were with us in the program, you will be getting access to our alumni community, but also to our events, like these worldwide events that we will be doing with the DAO members, right? So you will be having access to our DAO community as well. And like, to be honest, in our DAO community, we have like some of the best people or like most experienced people in the industry when it comes to technical knowledge and business knowledge. And the most I don't know, or like the top performance that we see in the program will be offered pay projects, or would be offer, like we will be referral them for job opportunities in the industry, because we have like I said, we have like a very good network of startups or of like ecosystems or like organizations in the DAO. Like the top performance will be as well referred for future jobs in our network. Yeah, that's a bit about it. So just to wrap up, and I try to make it as fast as possible to go through the website, through the slides, so that we have time for questions. This is, like I said, it's a 3 months part-time program. It's 100% remote, and it's flexible because we have so many people joining from like all over the world. We have as well implemented the process where we are able to meet, I don't know, depending on their time zones, and the work would be, like I said, asynchronous. But there would be the need for you guys to join daily, of course, right? Like stuff like that are unpredictable can happen. So of course there might be days when someone cannot join the call. That's totally fine. Like, we understand that. Lovely. And at the end, like I said, you will be getting the portfolio projects and then the certificates. The program, it's 1,975 USD. You can enroll on our website, or at least express your interest, and then we can take it from there. The usual process is that you, like, basically we have this discussion. Like, I would recommend for you guys to research a bit, like SunDAO, myself, Chris. We will be the main mentors, but like depending on the track that you are choosing, we may like if we will not have capacity for everyone, probably we will be connecting you with members from the DAO that will be doing the mentorship. But hopefully we will be having capacity for everyone, because I would love to work with as many people as possible. Yeah, so you will find more info on the SunDAO Ventures website. Yeah, and that's a bit about the career accelerator that we have. So, okay, so thank you. I spoke a lot. Let's see if there are questions on the chat. Maybe we can go through them one by one, and feel free again to ask more.
Thank you so much. It's amazing. There is definitely some questions in here. I'm not sure if we've gone through all of them, but I'm just scrolling back to the top. So I think the first one was by actually one of our team members, Dee. What would technical skills look like with AI agents getting more powerful? So that's actually a really good question, Dee. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts around the discussions around AI. and how it's taking jobs, and it's going to be knowledge jobs and stuff. And the question that this guy that interviews these people, he keeps asking them, okay, your kid wants to go to university, what are you telling them to study? Because everyone's saying that AI is going to take these jobs away. So I think it's a great question. So what do you think about that?
Chris, do you want to tackle this? Chris is a technical brain. Now I have my own opinion. Maybe I can jump too as well, but maybe.
I think doing work with AI agent is a necessary thing. Like it has helped with productivities and efficiencies in a great way. So I think before the university teaching about programming, if we talk about IT skills, networkings and cloud and everything. Now I think for the new generation of engineers, you need to know how to work with AI agent. You need to know how to give instructions. You still need to plan. You need to architect. I think those skills are very, very valuable, because AI agent, if you say build me a website for marketing, it can probably do the job very well. But if you're coming down to, okay, build me a sophisticated, cross-country payment systems, it's not going to be that straightforward. So I think be able to have the understanding of the limitation of AI agent and have understanding of the fundamental of the technologies, that's important, because you need to know how to give prompt. And you need to know which agent can be made to what work is best. So it's a whole paradigm shift. I think it's going to be, very, very interesting to learn how to work with agent. Yes, Dana.
What I would add as well is that, especially for the technical skills, nowadays the AI agents are able to do much of the coding, but the thing is that the coding becomes, or the code itself becomes like a black box, right? Are we still understanding what the AI is putting in there, right? So then I also see the need, or the humans will need to, if we are talking in terms of humans and AI, I still think that the humans need to understand what the AI is saying in there, and what are the drawbacks or of the code that is being written, right? Because the AI may use libraries that are outdated, or that it might use a certain syntax that will expose the code to security issues, right? So there is the need to still be able to review the AI. Otherwise, it will become a black box, and we will be, at the mercy of what AI thought, right? So in my cases, it might be not important, right? But I guess with any application or system that would involve or would have financial impact, right? I don't know, like a product that someone needs to pay for, or a certain transaction that involves private information about the client or about the user, you need to be sure that the code it's solid and it doesn't have security vulnerabilities, or it's written in a solid way. So I still think that we need to have technical skills, maybe not not necessarily coding all the lines in there, but for sure all the companies will need people that will review the code.
Great, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. The next question is, I think that you might have covered what kind of background would one need for an investment track? And then the other question from this person is, I used to review, is the opportunity to join the Career Accelerator only open for a limited time?
So I think the first question was the background for the investment track. So because the investment track comes with analysis, right? So first of all, it's scouting for the startups that the DAO will gonna invest into, and so that's one, scouting for them, and then another is actually doing the due diligence on them, so that we understand the market potential, we understand like the project, right? And there are product that is being created by the team. So it comes with a lot of research analysis. So I guess some of the, I don't know if like what would be the background needed, because you will be building it inside SunDAO, but what we will be focusing in terms of like what skills we will be building for you, or like we will be helping you to build, is research skills, as well like a mixture of technical skill and product skills, meaning that technical, you need to understand from technical point of view what the product are about. Many of the times these Web3 products involve a certain level of technicality, right? It sits on this frontier technology, which is blockchain. So you will be working as well in understanding what are the product about from technical and business point of view, and would be a lot of research involved, right? From like, because like the investment comes with understanding the market, understanding the financial, understanding the technical, and at the end, like one of the deliverable that we have for all for all the startups, we create these investment memos with like, basically it's like the outcome of this research, where like we put everything in there. It's almost like a report. So you will be learning how to do the investment memos, you will be learning how to present this like the findings in front of the DAO committee, like the ones that are reviewing the investments. You will be having calls with the startups themselves. So I guess it would be as well like some skills in terms of like communication, like asking questions, knowing like to read between the lines. And yeah, that's kind of it around the investment track, or at least in a nutshell. Of course, it would be a 3 months work, but I'm trying to compress in 1 minute.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So there was a couple of questions they're kind of all about the same thing. So I'm just gonna kind of put them together. A lot of questions on around like how much time commitment. I think you touched on that, but can they join? Like, is it open for a limited time, or can they join anytime? Because I think somebody said that, that they can't join now, but they're really interested. And then another question that was still related to that was, are there any prerequisites for the course? So we can kind of talk about those.
Yeah. So there is this time frame. I'm trying to be able to respond to all like as simple as possible. So there is this 3 months program that it implies by the Career Accelerator. You can join whenever you want. So right now we have already like students or professionals that are in the Career Accelerator. So it's not like, I don't know, it's just open today, and if you don't join today, then I don't know, you like the window is closed. No, so everyone can join whenever they want to apply to the Career Accelerator. Probably we will not be able to keep the offer, the pricing, like this current pricing, like I don't know, on a long time period. At this point, that's the pricing offer. Depending on the availability, depending on the capacity that we have, we might be able to increase the price, or probably create some sort of waiting list if we will be I don't know, having too much students in the program. Right now we still have capacity for a couple of them, at least if you guys want to work with me and Chris, and like we are super experienced in this. We already build ourselves like careers and like I don't know businesses. But if for sure we will find like be able to bring other mentors, like experienced mentors. But yeah, for us, like if you would want to work directly with us, yeah, like I guess if you apply in the next period or next few weeks, we might be able to get you in the program where we are mentoring personally. So yeah, you can join from like at any moment. I also put the link to the application form in the chat. Just fill it, and someone from the team will contact you to I don't know, finalize the application and review your profile.
I love that. I love that this program it's not just like anybody can sign up, that you really make sure that it's the right program and the right fit for them. So I think that's really great. The next, we've got a couple more questions. So if you've got a few more, we got a little bit time for a few more. But this one particularly was talking about how do you find these jobs? That they just did a search Web3 on Seek AU and LinkedIn, and there aren't any jobs. Is there any other platform? I will comment on that, and then I'll hand it over to you for your perspective. I did share a couple of Telegram groups in the chat if anybody hasn't seen them. Those are probably the two best Telegram groups that I know of. If anybody has any other ones that you want to share, but I don't think that Seek, for example, is the place. I know that there's a couple of other platforms. I just can't think of them off of the top of my head, but maybe you can provide some more insights.
There are, I guess, in Web3, that it's also like this part of job market. It's very decentralized. So I think personally, I know at least 20, 30 platforms where you can apply for jobs. So for example, like every ecosystem has its own job board. So Solana has its own job board. Ethereum has its own job board. Sui has its own job board. Ethereum, like, I don't know, has its own job board, and Cosmos, and so on and so forth. So they're not just LinkedIn or Seek. The beauty of Web3 industry is that everything, it happens remote. So you don't need to apply for jobs only in Australia or in Romania or in Germany, like, because like this industry is globally, you can apply and search for jobs that are also available in Europe or in Singapore or in US, right? Because everything is happening remotely. So maybe that's actually one of the things that we will be teaching you in the program, like in that part where we are building the CV, the profile for you, and like help you out with understanding how to find jobs. Is not about just your geography. And in general, I would advise you to search for job in the very big financial hubs, right? So you may want to live in Romania, Germany, or Australia, but want to work for startups that are building in Singapore, are building in Hong Kong, are building in New York, are building in Switzerland, right? Where the money are in the end. Right? And so basically live in your country, but have salaries at the level of the most important financial hubs in the world. And I like why I'm saying this, because I've did it, right? So I was, for example, living in Romania, and I was working for a Swiss foundation, right? So I didn't need to pay I don't know, rent in Switzerland or stuff like that, but like the salary was at the level of Switzerland. So we will be teaching you, like we did this, we know that can be done. There are platforms, there are ways to searching for them and landing a job. Like in the end, that's about.
All right. Thank you. All right. I think we've got one last question. It's actually a really good question. Is how many Career Accelerator programs has SunDAO completed? Are there any testimonials or rough participants been able to make placements after the program? I see the value here, but it's also a large investment, which I totally understand. You know, when I was getting started, you're like, okay, great. You want to make the investment, but if I make this time and financial commitment, am I actually going to be able to get a job? And my opinion, I always used to say to my students, so I used to teach the diploma of applied blockchain. I see that Sandra Robbins, who is the head blockchain trainer for TAFE Queensland, who actually took over for me, is on the call. And I always used to say to the students, don't think that you're just going to complete the course and then just go and get a job. It's more than that. But if you follow, I always used to say I can't guarantee anything, but if you follow the advice that I give you, if you take these recommendations, if you get active, you have a much better opportunity. And the last thing I'll say before I hand it over for you to reply, but on the last comment, one of the things that we're actually starting to do at Evolve Her is we're actually starting to work with Web3 recruiting companies, so that when we have people come through our programs, and so I don't know if that's also, because this kind of ties into their question, like, okay, great, I've done this program, how do I get a job? What kind of support are you giving? Are you guys working with recruitment agencies? We are, so maybe we could talk about that offline and see how we could support some of the people that have those skill sets. And we're working with a few of them that are global. So anyways, I'll stop rambling and let you answer that question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we run so far around 5 or 6 career accelerators, or like, again, it's not cohort based, right? So because of that, people are like just entering in the career accelerator and like they are just finishing, and then like depending on our capacity, like it's on ongoing cycle. But we have till now a couple of cycles. The feedback is actually very good. We have actually a couple of people that wanted to remain more than 3 months. So I guess the fact that they want to remain in the mentorship, it's a very interesting and good sign. Around the jobs, I think I would echo what Daniela was saying, and that's actually one advice that I will give to anyone. So when you guys are looking for a change in a career or to landing a job, I would recommend you, at least at mental as a mental model, to keep in mind that it will take at least 6 months. 6 months of consistent day by day work on like improving yourself and like looking for a job. And if you have this mental model, of course it can happen quicker, or I don't know, maybe on a longer time, but at least you get, I don't know, you don't put like that much pressure on yourself that, okay, tomorrow I need to get a job. It's, you can totally want this, but on reality, like at least from my experience, from what we see, it takes usually 6 months to land a job. Like, and you need to do like some daily stuff. We will be also showing what we did, what I did, and like it worked for me. Like, so I can actually speak from my experience. And maybe that's another point, and I'm going back to, like, I don't know, getting into a program or anything like. And Daniela was also saying about mentorship. One advice that I will give you, and maybe it's a life advice, not necessarily around career accelerator or anything, but try to get, I don't know, around people that actually made it, that actually they're not just speaking from books or from podcasts. You see with your own eyes that they have the life that you want for yourself, right? Or like they, I don't know, if it's a career accelerator, try to learn from someone that has like a very good career, not from someone that, I don't know, stay in a basement and like has a camera and just, I know, trying to mimic a life. No, like look for, like, I don't know, research the mentors and see, I don't know, these guys actually made a career or like had some very good positions and stuff like that. In, I don't know, in personal life, the same, right? Like don't take advices from like someone that, you know, doesn't have the life that you want. So this is like a valid in everything. But yeah, so we did multiple career accelerators till now. Like I said, we have student came from Honduras, Hungary, like Australia, US, Israel, Romania, and so on and so forth. So they are doing very well. So when you finish the career accelerator, we are not promising that, I don't know, we are giving you jobs. Like this is not a hiring program, but what we are able to give you is like, or teach you is like how to find a job, right? What it worked for us and might be a good blueprint for you. I know if you actually are like in super distress, are looking for a job tomorrow or something like that, I know there are programs that also help you with finding the job itself. But what I know, and you can totally research them on Google, but what I know, they are longer period programs. So it might be 1 year program where in a couple of months they are mentoring you, and then I don't know, 6 more months they are like hand holding you to find the jobs. From what we research, those programs are 5 to 10 times more expensive than like the pricing that we have for the career accelerator. But if you can afford it or like want to research for those, yeah, for sure. So at this point, the program, like at least the one that we do, the career accelerator, it's optimized for building the knowledge on you to find the job, so that don't depend on us. So because you may look through your life, many times you would want to change the career, so it's good just to know how to do it every time, not to do someone for you. But if you want someone as well to look for the job opportunities and like schedule the interviews for you, I think there are programs for that as well.
All right. Well, I think that is pretty much it for the questions. I don't know about everybody else on this call, but I think that I think Sandra wants to do a Zoom with you for the diploma of applied blockchain students. So maybe we can take the conversation. I can connect you with Sandra if you'd like.
That
And to see how that could be maybe the next step for the students, or even some of them might want to, do the diploma simultaneously as they're doing the career accelerator program or something of that nature. So
everyone that has like want to keep in touch with us, that just I so let me put back the link, like the application link. So this is the application link for career accelerator. Just apply there and we take the conversation from there, right? If it's like, and we will, that's the thing with, because it's an applied form, so it's not like, so we actually do calls with everyone and go through their profile, go through their specific needs. Basically applying like through this format will allow us to like basically get in contact with you, have these one-on-one calls and figure it out together. Is this the right program for you? Would you exactly, do you have like any specific needs, or someone wants to focus on this, someone wants to actually want something else? So that would allow us to review and like speak together to see like
would that be the best way for Sandra to reach out to you to discuss, to do something for the blockchain students? Okay, great. Fantastic.
Sure,
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for both of you, Diana and Chris, for your time. I know that you're both very busy ladies, but I also know that we share the same passion and drive of helping more people enter in this fun and exciting, but can also be a very overwhelming place and getting started. So super happy that you guys launched this accelerator program and that we're going to be able to partner and help more people transition their careers. So thank you once again for your time. Get him, yes, please use the link. Oh yeah, you're just replying. Okay, I just wanted to, yeah. So thank you so much, SunDAO. Thank you so much to everyone that has turned up. I was actually, we usually get a lot of registrations and a little bit of a lower turnout with the online events, but we had a great turnout today, which means that people are really interested on how they're going to accelerate their career. So as I mentioned before, we've got lots of online events with our Webinar Wednesday coming up. And so for those of you that are looking to learn and upskill, we'll also be sharing all the recordings, including this recording, for anybody that you might know, or maybe you were on this call and you're like, oh, this person should really watch it. We'll share all of the recordings in the Education Hub. So I had shared a couple of those links. Maybe I'll just pop them in there again for everybody. to join the Education Hub if you haven't already, as we're just continuously building it out in there, and it's free education. But yeah, once again, thank you so much, ladies, and you have a beautiful evening, day, night, wherever you are in the world. I know that we had people from all over the world today on this call, which was fantastic, in the power of technology.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.